up, guys? Joker here. It's been a few days since we did an update on the Slunt Cave, so I wanted to bring you another one here, and this should be the last one actually for quite a while because it's really set up the way that I have it intended to be for quite some time now. Sure, we still have to do the flooring, but all of the tech and everything is set up the way that I want. I got the other desk set up, I got the second PC set up, I did all of my cable management, so everything is looking super clean, as you'll be seeing on your screen here right now. And if you guys want links to anything that I used, as far as the desks are concerned, they're on IKEA. I don't get any like kickbacks or anything from them, but I will link over to IKEA to the desks that I have and everything that I got for this over on their website if you guys want to see what I used exactly. And all the cable management stuff that I used, I did get on Amazon. The cable management mostly is the cable channels, actually. I picked up these cable channels, which are about $15 each. I believe they are 48 inches long, and they just stick right to the back of your desk. They come with like a foam, like 3M type adhesive already stuck to the back, so you just peel it off, and it sticks right to the back of your desk, and then you can run all of your cables through there. So that, combined with using some Velcro straps that I had around that had come with other tech products over the years, like motherboards and monitors, things like that, various things coming out in the past few years. They're always coming with these Velcro cable management straps like cases, so I had a lot of those laying around, and I used those in conjunction with twist ties in some cases, and then the cable channels running along the back of the desk, and that's really the bulk of my cable management sorted out right there. I did get some double-sided Velcro, which I stuck to a surge protector that I have stuck to the bottom of my desk on the right side of my desk for all of the monitors and my electronics on this side of the room. So I basically have that stuck up there, but everything else, is really just lined up through the cable channels, and I just took my time routing everything, and it came out really the way that I wanted it to. There is some, and I really did take advantage of a lot of what I had to work with as well, as far as what was blocking things. So like the drawer units in the middle, as well as the gigantic 40-inch 4K screen. There's a power panel right behind that with it has six plug outlets on it, as well as 2 USB chargers if I want to right in the top. It's one of those Belkins. It's actually really good and super easy to hook up. I'll link to that down below as well. But really, having that 40-inch 4K monitor there was a big help in hiding some of the cables back there, some of the DisplayPort connectors and additional power cables that I did have to run up there. I was able to tie some things up and have it kind of stuck to almost directly to the back of that monitor there. So that's really helping with a lot of the cable management back there near the central power hub that is right between the two PCs, and the two PCs themselves are also helping, where obviously all the cables are running to them. So, keeping all of those cables between two PCs was definitely a challenge that I had not had to overcome before. Usually just working with one PC, dealing with the cable management is difficult in its own right, but having to deal with two PCs obviously going to be twice as difficult. So I had to get all those cables nested up back there and try to keep as much of that hidden behind the PCs as I could, and thankfully also I had the drawers down below from the first main desk, which did help block up a good chunk of that. If I would have actually gotten another set of drawers for the second desk I picked up, it probably would have helped even more. But luckily there wasn't too much hanging down below except for what I had running out of my subwoofer, which comes up to my 2 Creative speakers for the T4 wireless speakers. Those do run up behind the drawers, but besides that, everything else was really easy to manage back there. I just really had to take my time, and this is the first time I've really done extreme cable management like this and really tried to make everything as nice as I could. So but I'm happy with the way that it came out, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was. And once I got into it, I just found myself enjoying it, actually. Once you just power everything down and you settle yourself with the fact that, okay, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up, because I had to power down my PC and everything like that, so I couldn't listen to my music off my PC or anything. So I had to power down my PC and just get under the desk and do everything and get it all done. But once I got under there, I was taking my time with it. I was actually enjoying it, and I got it the way that I wanted it, and now I see it and I'm proud of it every day when I walk in and see this nice clean space to work in. That's a very functional space for me, having the dual setups, which apart from just looking cool is actually very useful for me, because now I don't have to worry about tying up my secondary monitor, which I was doing before. Previously I had my second test rig, I just had it set up on my desk running over HDMI to my 4K screen here. So whenever I wanted to use it or run testing on it, I would have to get rid of this screen. Now that I have the dual setup, I can go ahead and slide right between the two setups. Eventually, maybe I'll go ahead and grab a second office chair, probably a duplicate of this one, and start using that full time, and then recycle this old one over to the test rig PC, so I can have chairs at both systems right there. And also my brother actually used the second PC as well, so it's nice having the second PC there for that. If anyone wants to come over and try out my other PC, hit me up on the phone for sure. I came looking for a showdown.
You look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them?
Stupid Fred Robinsons!
Ah, yes, Khaleesi. I see you have brought your salted tarts. Ah, yes, I have a writhing in my loins as I have a burning desire, writhing for you. I want to ride you like you ride one of your dragons. You can insert your fire into me, deep into my.
What you have, juicy fish, so juicy sweet.
As far as that second PC is concerned, my initial plan was actually, since I was doing like a double setup with two PCs, dual monitors on both sides, I wanted to do SLI in both rigs. Since my main rig already has the dual 980 Ti's, I wanted to do dual 970s in the other rig, since I just got that 970 hybrid and I already had the 970 SSC. So I threw both cards in there. I had the hybrid card sitting up on top. I was hoping that would give me some better cooling. I thought it looked really good in there. Had the SLI in there. Found an SLI bridge, which I couldn't find for a little bit, and I finally found one in my Z170 box, actually from EVGA. So that matched the setup as well, and it looked really good in there, I thought. And it was recognizing in the system. It was recognizing the card in the system. I had reinstalled the drivers, cleaning everything. I thought maybe it was a bad SLI bridge because it just wasn't giving me the option to enable SLI, but it was detecting both cards. So it was detecting both cards, could not enable SLI though. So I thought maybe bad SLI bridge. So I pulled the SLI bridge out of my main rig, tried that in there. The one that this is the only, pretty much the only SLI bridge I've used in forever. So I tried that SLI bridge, my good SLI bridge, and still could not enable SLI. Did some Googling, did some looking around on Facebook actually, on Furious Gaming Rigs, and someone had said, you know what, there's actually an issue with the EVGA cards, which they had addressed themselves in the FAQ, and I came to find out that some of the EVGA 970s aren't compatible with other EVGA 970s, and it kind of made sense, even though it was very disappointing, and it was something I wish I had known about ahead of time. Thankfully, I didn't, these cards were given to me for review, so I wasn't out of pocket any money here. But thankfully, I found this out. I wanted to let you guys know about it because the hybrid card that I have has a shorter PCB with the reference style cooler. Now that is incompatible with the SSC card, which has the longer PCB on my other 970, which kind of makes sense since it is a different PCB. But I thought, a 970 is a 970, they should be compatible together. So it's still kind of a weird one. It's not something I would have thought of ahead of time, but now hearing about it, it kind of makes sense. I would love further explanation from EVG on this. I haven't gotten anything. I did tag them on Twitter. I didn't get any response from them on this, so maybe I can find out more in the future and let you guys know about it. But for right now, I wanted to let you know about that. I'll link to all the sources about this down below on their FAQ. They actually list that there's 3 different style cards they have from them. They have their SSC, then they have the reference style, which is the shorter PCB like on my hybrid card, and then they also have the original ACX card, which came out originally when the 970 came out. Now, if you remember, those had issues with that cooler, and they had refreshed it and then came out with the SSC, which had their newer heatsink style on it. So there's really 3 style of PCB from EVGA, and if you have any one of those, they have to be mixed only with that particular one for SLI. So if you got the shorter PCB, you need to have another shorter PCB style from EVGA for the SLI. Same thing goes for if you had picked up one of the 970s at launch, you have to get another one of those, because if you get one of the newer SSC style cards, there's a very good chance you could have issues mixing those together for SLI, which definitely, that sounds more likely than the situation which what I was having mixing these two, because maybe someone is picking one up, at a later date, like they pick one up at launch and now they've, got another $300 they want to pick up a second 970, and they pick up the SSC card not knowing that they can't mix them, and then bam, they got issues with those as well. So I'm going to link to all this down below, the Reddit source as well as the FAQ from EVGA. But I wanted to let you guys know about that. Just kind of, you know, a little bit of a dark spot in what otherwise is a good day, having the new setup and everything, but a little PSA there for you about the EVGA cards for SLI, at least on the 970s. I don't know if this carries over into the other series, like the 980s, 980 Ti's as well, where they do have, like, you know, the 980 Ti's on, like, the hybrid cards. I don't know if they have a different style PCB for that. I have to look into that further. But from what I haven't heard anything about those so far, so I don't have any reason to believe that there would be issues. This seems localized to the 970s, at least for now. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the new setup for 2016 down below. And also, I want to get your feedback for what to do with my next video. I'm not sure if I want to do... I've got some hardware reviews I can do. I can also go the direction of looking for some, you know, gaming news. I know you guys like the gaming news and gaming commentaries. So, what would you like to see next? Would you like to see gaming news and commentaries, or would you prefer to see a hardware review next? We'll see where we're going to go with the next video with your feedback down below in the comments. Look forward to getting that, and seeing you guys more in 2016, and I'll catch you next time. Ta-ra.